Uh, okay, well, let me first just say that I'm an old school Marvel DC Comics guy. Okay, I have comics dating back to the 60s in my office. I have, for example, the first issue, first appearance of the Black Panther and Fantastic Four 48, those kinds of things. So when I see the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I appreciate them for the art and the joy and the storytelling, but they definitely are an alternate universe for me. So with that in mind, the concept of Gamora dying and then being plucked from another time frame into our universe and so forth is not exactly what I would think the quantum mechanical structure of the universe allows. But that's okay because it's a story, right? But here's the deal with that. Remember, with that one, we also had two nebulas at the same time, which isn't supposed to happen, period, right? But the idea of having different timelines sort of paralleling to one another, so-called parallel universes, is an idea that's been in fiction forever and ever and ever, right? And in this case, that's sort of what happened, where you have the fictional construction of Ant-Man or the being able to go down to this called quantum realm and then re-emerging in different parts of this multiverse where you have parallel time frames, and then the individuals from each of those time frames can actually interact with the previous time frames that you were in, and then somehow they don't change history, and the present and the past are all tied in together. So it's really complicated in a sort of a fictional sort of way. In the real universe that we live in, right, the idea is that you can have these parallel universes because of something called the many world interpretation of mechanics. But what happens is that they don't intersect again in some sort of quantum realm where you can then emerge in different time frames and different points in different histories, where then you can somehow go from there to here and not change history anyway, until you want to at the very end, when for some reason Captain America can go back and have that dance and still not change history and wind up suddenly, anyway. For us,
They're
in
making it
terms of the
they're making it
quantum,
up as they go along.
yeah, that's completely what that is.
Sure.
But in the physics as we understand it, when you have these parallel universes, the measurements, what we're talking about, the uncertainty of the universe at the quantum mechanical level is very important in determining exactly which path we wind up going on before, as we say, the wave function collapses and you wind up with just one reality and one measurement.
But what you're saying is that if we follow the real science, it wouldn't really work because you can't go down. Well, of course you can't shrink to the quantum level to start with, but you can't, it's not interactive at the quantum level. It's not something that you can go in and come out of uh, and get back to your own space.
Yes, that's
Obviously.
exactly right. The quantum idea of uncertainty, right, is precisely that as soon as you enter into something like a quantum realm, everything inside you just can't measure. It's uncertain. It's a black box. And only when you reemerge or when some energy is put into it to observe it does then something concrete happen.